The best healthcare is there in ways big and small. There when we most and least expect it. We may not see it, but we feel it. It lets us know we're not in this alone. Everyone deserves a healthcare partner who never quits. One who's there for what matters. United Healthcare. There for what matters.
Want your boss to put some real action behind the rhetoric when they talk about making your workplace more inclusive? Find out how to hold their feet to the fire and demand diversity on the Diversity Dude podcast.
Hello there, and welcome back to the Diversity Dude podcast. I'm your host, Lambert Fisher, marriage and family therapist, award-winning author, and national speaker on the topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. And for those of you who are interested in even more positive and encouraging tips and strategies beyond what I share in podcasts like this, then feel free to check out my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, nationally recognized for the unique way in which it addresses the often difficult topic of multicultural awareness and diversity. Designed for more than just therapists, if you're a helping professional in any way, Diversity in Clinical Practice can help you meet the greatest variety of cultural needs possible for those whom you serve. And it's available in paper and audiobook versions for your convenience. And whether it be through my one-on-one relationship building efforts as a therapist or my informing and empowering efforts as an author or speaker, know that my mission, my personal mission, is to do my part to improve the world one strengthened relationship at a time. So, today I want to share with you a few encouraging words about cultivating a culturally safe, happy holiday season. In one of my recent podcasts, I explored the practical view of the pros and cons of expressing greetings such as Merry Christmas, acknowledging the reality that many people experience that differently, and we can all benefit from being culturally considerate of others during the holiday season. If hearing a healthy view on that topic interests you, then feel free to go back and listen to that podcast at the conclusion of this one. For today, I want to add a brief follow-up to that message while we're still in what many consider the holiday season. For many, the dilemma they face during the holiday season is how to enjoy the holidays without culturally offending someone by saying something like Merry Christmas, which they're familiar with and view in a positive way, but which might be experienced by someone else in a negative way. Not because it's inherently bad or offensive to say that thing, but because the message it might unintentionally convey to others and the undesirable impact it may have nonetheless. Building off my previous podcast message, if we acknowledge the reasonableness of this dilemma, reducing the frustration of its existence, and instead learning to be considerate of how we're being experienced by others, then the question becomes less of how we can more effectively avoid potentially offensive statements, which can feel like a fear-based reactive strategy, and instead actively pursue a more healthy future with a more proactive-minded strategy. With this in mind, I'd like to propose to you that we all learn to reclaim the holidays, or put more simply, reclaim even the phrase, happy holidays. What do I mean? Well, in the ongoing social climate of trying to avoid offending others, in part in consideration of others, and in part to protect ourselves, the greeting happy holidays has become synonymous with a meaningless yet safe, politically correct, positive greeting one should say instead of what you really want to say but shouldn't say out of fear of getting canceled. All that being said, as a therapist, I've learned over the years that fear may work as a temporary motivator, but it doesn't have a lasting impact, or at least not a lasting positive one. In fact, even if one is able to actually maintain a new habit motivated by fear of negative reactions, it often builds more resentment at the inconvenience rather than increased consideration and understanding for the person or people who they're being considerate of. And I don't know about you, but that saddens me. Because one of the many purposes of various holidays is to bring people together in celebration or honor of something significant, cultivating shared appreciation of the past, even if honoring overcoming past difficulties, as well as appreciating the present and sharing hope for the future. What a shame it is that something like a holiday intended to bring people together can be skewed in a way that creates more distance and resentment between us. Fortunately, I don't think this needs to be the case. I believe that we can make reasonable steps toward reclaiming the holidays, the positive intentions and experiences, the shared appreciation and celebration, and that reclaiming the holidays can begin with reclaiming a phrase like Happy Holidays. How so? Well, despite the message often conveyed and experienced when hearing the phrase Happy Holidays these days, I believe that we can build new habits of going beyond the phrase itself, which could be interpreted as meaning many things, and learn to overtly reassure those who we encounter that happy holidays isn't just a politically correct code for something I celebrate, but you may not, and I'm saying whatever won't get me in trouble. And instead convey, I don't know what holiday you celebrate, if any. But since this holiday I celebrate compels me to share joy with others, I want to share that joy with you. And knowing that you may or may not share the same actual holiday, no matter what holiday you celebrate, now or in the near future, I genuinely hope that you have a happy holiday season in your own way as well. You see, this opens the door to a whole new set of opportunities. The opportunity to focus less on how to avoid any references to specific holidays out of fear of offending others, and instead to do more referencing of specific holidays, many more holidays, in an overtly positive, accepting, and appreciative way. Because if one of the reasons why people are offended is because they had a bad experience when the holiday they value is devalued or disrespected, then progressing from disrespect to simply not saying anything at all is merely a band aid over the bad experience wound. One way we can contribute to actually healing the past offensive wounds is to create new positive experiences where the many holidays that people value are actually acknowledged, valued, and appreciated. In this way, we can begin to learn not to mind when one holiday is referenced because it's just one of the many holidays that are referenced and appreciated. No one says keep references to my valued holiday out of your mouth if those references are full of respect, affirmation, and appreciation. And no one says keep references to your valued holiday out of your mouth and my ears if hearing you celebrate your holiday is not a threat to them, synonymous with comparison judgments against their holidays and pressure to convert belief systems. There is a popular and somewhat controversial bumper sticker that's been around for years that shows symbols that represent various religious or faith beliefs, which happen to look like the letters that spell the word coexist, conveying the idea that despite differing belief systems about the origins of the world and what will happen when we leave this world, it would be great if we could coexist healthily during the days we have in between. I think of this when I think of the many holidays celebrated by various cultural groups throughout the country and ultimately the world throughout the year. There is so much to learn about the origins, meanings, and significance of each of them that it saddens me to see a trend towards silence and walking on eggshells as the best available solution. For while saying nothing has the potential to reduce the likelihood of saying an offensive thing, as I have discussed previously, silence merely leaves the other person to guess what values or perspectives you're keeping to yourself. And based on their past experiences, those guesses may not be any less offensive. In addition, this pattern leaves people keeping their holidays and celebrations hidden out of fear or misunderstood negative reactions. Instead, I encourage you to join me in reclaiming the holidays, many holidays. Make intentional efforts to learn about as many holidays as possible that people celebrate on a regular basis. It can be as simple as a follow-up question to a coworker who mentions casually a holiday that you don't celebrate, giving them an opportunity to share more without the pressure to do so if they decline. It can also be as simple as not skipping past that reminder on your calendar that today is a holiday that you never heard of before. Take a moment, Google it briefly, and learn something about a holiday someone around you might value. You may even later see references, subtle references to that holiday, such as a coworker's clothing, jewelry, hair choice, or expression. Maybe what they did over the weekend had more significance than you thought. And when you see or hear signs of something that you read about briefly, you may even consider sharing that with the other person, not to attempt to dazzle them with your new minimal knowledge or convey unearned expertise or familiarity, but simply to acknowledge, hey, I've actually heard of that before. I learned about the origins of that holiday, and I think it's cool that it means so much to you, enough to celebrate the holiday. I may not have the same cultural background or value as you do, but just for you, I hope that you have a happy holiday. That will blow someone's mind to hear you acknowledge something that benefits you none personally, other than to show support for someone else's value and create a safe environment for them to share. It would be great if that became more of a default common experience for everyone rather than a novel idea. My hope for you is that you would make the most of opportunities around you to not only learn about the vast variety of holidays that can be celebrated around you, not as a life priority, but as each opportunity arises, and that you will be able to contribute to creating a safe home, work, and community environment where people don't have to feel like they have to keep their holidays a secret just to keep the peace, but instead they can share their preferred and valued holidays along with many others, trusting that they will be appreciated and respected, even if they're not universally shared. And with that, I'll say thanks again for listening to the Diversity Do podcast. If you have any pressing diversity related questions that you'd like me to address on an upcoming podcast, or if your organization is in need of a shame-free or empowering guest speaker or training on this often sensitive topic, then feel free to reach out to me directly at www.diversitymadesimple.com. And if you know of anyone else who can benefit from a positive and encouraging perspective on this often difficult topic of diversity, then feel free to send them a link to this podcast so they can be encouraged as well, or share with them my award-winning book, Diversity in Clinical Practice, available at Amazon.com. And as usual, I look forward to addressing as many topics as possible in future podcasts to help you improve as many relationships as possible at work, at home, and in your community. And as always, remember this: you don't need to know everything about everyone in order to have a positive impact on someone. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a great day.
Tune in each week and find out how to demand and implement diversity at your job. To hear more, check out previous Diversity Dude shows on ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com.
It's not just another day in your life. Things are changing for the better. At Comcast, we see those changes, and we're thinking about how we use technology today to live, work, learn, and play. And we're building for the future now, so we're better prepared for the wants and needs of tomorrow. That's why Comcast is rolling out multi-gig internet speeds to more than 50 million homes and businesses before the end of 2025, making our already industry-leading network even faster, smarter, greener, and more reliable. Over the decades, Comcast has been your partner, working hard to serve your community, and will continue to be your partner. We're expanding our gigabits so you can enjoy the tiny bits that matter most.
Did you or someone you love just test positive for COVID-19? The good news is that most healthy people who test positive for COVID-19 right now will experience a mild illness and can recover at home. Folks with risk factors for severe illness with COVID-19 may benefit from antiviral medications. These medications are taken by mouth at home and can be picked up at a pharmacy. They can be particularly helpful for people who are older, immunocompromised, or who live with some chronic conditions. And here's good news. These treatments can help prevent severe illness, hospitalization, and death from COVID-19. So reach out to your trusted healthcare provider right away. If you test positive and are at higher risk, treatments need to be started soon in order to work best. Your healthcare provider can determine which COVID-19 medication option is best to prescribe. And remember, COVID-19 medications are no substitute for prevention. Vaccines are recommended for people starting at 6 months of age to prevent the spread of COVID-19 in our community.
Unleash the power of smile for your team. Delta Dental of Minnesota offers coverage to fit your unique small business, leading to a better benefit package and a happier team. Visit deltadentalmn.org/small business. Unleash the power of smile for your team. Delta Dental of Minnesota offers coverage to fit your unique small business, leading to a better benefit package and a happier team. Visit deltadentalmn.org/small business.
When I walked across that stage at my high school graduation, I was excited, but confused about my next step. Then I walked through the doors at Doherty Family College. Doherty Family College is part of the University of St. Thomas. It's a 2-year college that lets you earn an associate's degree and puts you on a path to your bachelor's degree. Classes are small, so I have a personal relationship with professors committed to my success. Like the name says, they treat us like family. They call us scholars because they believe we could do anything we put our minds to. They set us up for excellence with free tutoring, and that's not the only thing that's free. Laptops, books, even breakfast and lunch, and bus fare. That's part of the package here at Doherty Family College. It's even free to apply. So do like I did. Go to dfc.stthomas.edu and set up a tour. We'd be excited to welcome you to our family here at Doherty Family College.
Metro Transit is hiring. Right now, Metro Transit is looking for mechanics and technicians. These workers do the important work of diagnosing, repairing, and performing preventative maintenance on Metro Transit buses, light rail, commuter trains, and other vehicles. Metro Transit is hiring for maintenance of the way technicians for tracks and railway systems. Starting pay ranges from $29.72 to up to $41 an hour. If you're looking for a secure job that offers a great salary, competitive benefits, and a pension, look no further than Metro Transit. Right now, there's even a $4,000 hiring bonus for these positions. Sweet! Find out more at metrotransit.org/mechanic-hiring. That's metrotransit.org/mechanic-hiring. Keep your community on the move with a new career with Metro Transit.
You know Shaletta makes you laugh, but did you know Shaletta Brundage can also make you think and boost your business? Media personality, activist, and comedian Shaletta Brundage founded Shaletta Makes Me Laugh to celebrate and share the best of Black culture. It's a podcasting platform. You can download 10 weekly podcasts hosted by African-American subject experts at ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com or wherever you find your favorite podcasts. ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com is also a production house, creating broadcast-quality commercial content. And Shaletta and her team of storytellers create powerful promotional campaigns to get businesses the brand awareness they're looking for. Some of Minnesota's top businesses trust Shaletta, and you can too. Get out the word about your events and products and get in front of communities of color with ShalettaMakesMeLaugh.com. She's got the power to help your business.